I'm the kind of bastard they only manufacture in the barrel.
The dregs will get first crack at the pigeons who come looking for a little fun. The deal is the deal.
The deal is the deal.
By 4 bells, it will be done.
No mourners.
No funerals.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joe.
And I'm Mary.
And we're Book Buds. And today, Mary is going to tell us about Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo.
Yes, this was an excellent duology. This came after the Shadow and Bones trilogy, so I want you to read Shadow and Bones. It was awesome. Mm-hmm. I loved both of these series, and we talked about this in some other videos. I said series, and you're laughing at me. Series. It just wants an is after it. But we talked about these in other videos, and I had to make a comparison of which one I liked better, which series was better, and I did like Shadow and Bone better. But we're going to talk about Six of Crows, what I loved about it, and why it wasn't quite as good to me as Shadow and Bone.
And this is the darker one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Six of Crows starts off with like an introduction where there's some serious stuff going down with some Grisha. And so this is the stories that takes place in the Grishaverse, right? Mm-hmm. So Grisha have special powers and whatnot. And so some stuff is going down where things are changing and things are going to be really dangerous for people that have these powers. And it's like, whoa, this is like kicking it up a real serious notch. And then the next chapter, you step away from that and you meet the main characters. And so you don't get back to where it started. Like, it's kind of laying the groundwork for like why there's tension in this world and the threat that there is to the Grisha. But honestly, I want to continue with these series, then see like where else the author takes it. I hope she ends up writing about like some of that serious impact of this stuff on the Grisha folks, because that was fun, and that was that I was thinking like, wow, this is going to be really amazing. And the story was still amazing, but it didn't go that direction. Okay. So the main story is about this group of like thieves. They're criminals. They grew up in the barrel, and like they just have to like make life for themselves, you know, do whatever they have to do to make ends meet.
Where they manufacture the bastard?
Yes, Kaz was manufactured in the barrel. So yes. So they have a tough life, and they have all sorts of deals that they would make with other people that are running other parts of the area and whatnot. And they're competitive. They want to be the big man on top and whatnot. And so there's a deal going down for Kaz that is like a serious heist that they're thinking that he could pull off, because Kaz kind of has no morals. He's kind of a good guy to get a crazy job done. And this job is like totally, you can't do this. They want to break into like a maximum security area with like, there's a diagram of it with all these walls and everything. Like, there's no getting in and getting out again. But he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I just need the right crew. So he assembles his crew, and his crew is made up of people that don't necessarily trust each other and possibly want to kill each other.
Oh, conflicts. Okay.
Yeah. But he needs particular people for their skills to be able to access this particular job and get it done. So there's a lot of intensity, a lot of action throughout because of all, like, you know, the tension amongst them and whatever else, and this impossible thing that they got to pull off. So it was a great book. I absolutely enjoyed it. But when I had to make the comparisons of this to Shadow and Bone still won. And part of the reason is because the second book is Crooked Kingdom, and it was a bit longer, and it could have been shorter. I felt like it, you know, it didn't have to have all that it had. In the second book, it was the same crew. Okay. And they were basically double-crossed with some of the deal. You know, the deal is the deal, but not everybody honors the deal is the deal, all right?
Tricksters.
So, yeah. So they were double-crossed a bunch throughout this book. And there were different plans that they then would... Kaz was like a big thinker, and he's like, all right, well, now we're going to do this and get him. And it was like a brilliant plan. And then he'd like, maybe I got to reconfigure that and do this and get him.
You were telling me about this.
Yes. So it was a lot of replanning. And, you know, it was just a lot of replanning. There could have been one less plan, in my opinion.
Got that last chapter.
One less plan. But then in the end, there's like all these twists. You know, Kaz is like the mastermind of it all, and he really doesn't... he's not too concerned with the impact it's going to make on the people that are involved, but at the same time, sometimes he's got like their best interest in mind. It's like hard to see, hard to know where it's going to land, you know? So there's twists that come out at the end that you're like, oh, that's what Kaz had in mind with this, you know?
Does anybody die?
Should I tell you that?
Not who, but a lot of people die.
Not a lot of people die, but people die.
Okay, good. I like a good killing off.
So I do think that like there's a lot of people that like Six of Crows better because it does have people dying. It does have like that darker side. It's more intense and whatnot. I do think Shadow and Bone was like a little bit lighter, and I wouldn't say it was happy because it still had all sorts of death and mayhem and whatnot. But overall, you know, there's definitely just more intensity in Six of Crows. But the reason I like Shadow and Bone better is just because I liked, like, there was like a happy storyline, and you know, and there's relationships building in these characters that are happy, but it's just laced with so much sadness that it's hard to have like any real true feel good moments, you know. So I enjoyed the feel good moments that I had in Shadow and Bone, and I think that's why I picked that over the other one. Loved them both, really, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, these sound really good.
They are very good. So you will be reading them.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah.
So Mary, the lines from our scene, like, what were those about?
So they kind of had like their own lingo in this book, you know, and it was just, they'd say these things over and over that as the reader, you totally knew what they were talking about. But if you just say those lines, you're like, what kind of language is this, you know? But like 4 bells, like they had, that was the way that they told time, you know, if the bells went off. So if they had a plan and they were like, okay, you got to be to this tower by 4 bells, and I'm going to be over in that area at 3 bells, and then at 7 bells, we got to be out of there.
Okay.
You know?
Wow, cool.
So yeah, there were terms that was just, you became accustomed to as you were reading it. It was a part of their world, you know?
I like it.
Yeah.
Good job.
And no mourners, no funerals.
Oh, yeah.
That was, it was like technically a way of wishing each other good luck, but it was also a way of partying. It's kind of like any pirate that falls behind gets left behind, you know, like when pirates part that way. So it's like their code. If somebody dies, like, let's not be sad. We got to move on, you know, but good luck. Don't die.
Right. No mourners.
Yeah. No funerals.
I like that. You've definitely convinced me. I'm totally in it.
Yes. You got to read it.
Yeah.
Now I have to watch the show. Let me just say this. The show, I watched the first episode, and it blends the two together in the first episode, and these take place at different points in time. So I was like, what? I can't, like, it broke my brain that these people were existing in the same time frame for the TV show. But I did consult with another fan, and she's like, oh, no, you'll be fine. Just watch the show. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I will watch the show.
Wow, that's interesting they went that way.
Yeah. I guess they wanted all the awesome characters together in one thing.
Yeah. So we want to hear from you. If you've read the book and watched the show, what'd you think?
Was it weird that they were overlapped, the 2 books at the same time? I'm curious.
Let us know. And if you're enjoying Book Buds, give us a thumbs up.
And share us with your friends.
And subscribe to our channel. Book Buds!
Are they freaking kidding me with these bloopers?
Book Buds!
That was so loud.
I'm ready. I'm ready to grow. That house needs to subscribe. So I'm going to scream into their
Book
window.
Buds? Let me Google them. He kind of has no morals.
Your eyes are beautiful blue.
Thank you, and they're watering.
Oh my God.
You like the way
I'm like lost in your eyes,
Are you in
Mary.
love with me right now?
I think I'm in love with you. Oh my God, your eyes are gorgeous.
Thank you, man.
This sun is
the
like
cold is
really
killing them.
letting your eyes out.
My fair eyes. What was I saying? Kaz, and he will just do whatever he has to do to get the job done.
I can't look at your eyes, honey. I have to look away. I'm sorry, I keep ruining your statements.
It was fine.
Go.